Today, I have an exciting brand new manifestation method I want to share with you. It's something that I just received from my divine inspiration or my spirit guides. So stay with me because I'm sharing this with you and only you. Welcome back to Choosing Gratitude. If you want to manifest the life you deserve to live, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell and stay tuned for my future videos. Over the years, since I started working with people from the Gratitude Tribe to help them manifest their dream lives, I find one thing in common amongst all of my clients or people who come to me for help. Usually they come to me with a problem. And obviously, yes, if they don't have a problem, they wouldn't come to me, right? And our world is full of problems. So all these years, I have been working with people to solve their problems. And if you look at your own life, probably most of what you do is in existence because you have to solve people's problems, right? How many people out there, so let me know in the comment down below that you do something that doesn't really involve solving people's problems. So if you think about your life, how much of your life is spent on thinking about problems, whether it's your problems or other people's problems, and how to solve these problems? Then one day when I was meditating, I was hit by this thought, there are people, however, who don't focus on the problems, and they just invent something brand new, like how Steve Jobs invented smartphones, or he at least had the idea of making the smartphone into mainstream. So that wasn't solving a problem, right? That was presenting a brand new vision and changing the world. And guess what? Those things usually become wildly successful, while other products or services or people trying to solve problems, often they tend to just stay there and get stuck, right? So that's when the light came on in my head, and I realized that all we need to do is to stop solving problems, and instead there's gotta be something outside of the circle of the problems. That's why, I came up with this idea of having a switch. Now you may be asking, what kind of switch? Are you creating a switch to solve all my problems? Guess what? The moment you say you have a problem, you need to solve this problem, you are somewhat stuck in the problem, right? The other day I was listening to the Abraham Hicks teaching, and something they said really resonated with me. They said, you don't go into a room and look for a dark switch. You go into a room looking for a light switch, right? So you turn that switch, light comes on, and then darkness goes away. You don't go into a room full of darkness and trying to figure out how you can little by little conquer the darkness, because you know what? Darkness in a room doesn't really exist. All you need to do is to turn on the light switch. When the light comes on, darkness automatically disappears. So that is the inspiration behind this new method. And you know that when I create a manifestation method, it's usually very specific. So we just talked about the idea, why I created this method. And now let's talk about how exactly you can do it, okay? So step number one is to define a switch. You see, a lot of times when we are focusing on our problems, we think that our world is just this land of problems. We never see outside of our problems. So what I want you to do is to literally draw a gigantic switch. You may be good at drawing, you may be bad at it, that's fine. You're just doing this for yourself. It doesn't have to look perfect. It just have to look like a switch, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw a switch in the middle of a piece of paper or your notebook. So you you put this gigantic switch in the middle of your paper, and then around that switch, you're going to write down everything that bothers you, all of your problems, everything that needs your attention, everything that frustrates you, everything that makes you feel tired, everything that you think serve as roadblocks to your dream life. Okay, so these are the excuses and reasons why you can't live your dream life. Now, let's go to step number 2. Step 2 is simply in your mind, you're going to visualize, and in your mind, you're going to push that switch, or however you flick that switch, however you draw it, okay? You can even draw it to be in a different direction so that now the switch is on. This time it's a light switch, not the problem remover, okay? So now you're gonna visualize divine light coming into your space. Just simply erase all of the problems. Think about it. Oftentimes, solutions are dependent on problems, and solutions don't necessarily make your life better, because a lot of times solutions just take you to the next level problems. What we want to do is to erase all the problems and even the solutions. You think that by having a problem, all you're needing is a solution, but what I'm saying is you don't even need a solution if there is no problem, right? So let's just flip the switch, and now we are going to just let the problems disappear. The problems themselves are going to be disappeared, and you're going to visualize divine light, divine gratitude, divine joy come in, and everything that you're worrying about, everything that's holding you back, everything that you think are roadblocks are just gone. Okay, now at this moment, when you're in this place, you are completely connected to the divine. So step number 3 is to look at your switch, and you can start writing down not the solution of the problems, but what kind of quality that you want to choose. I often hear people saying, oh, I have to work harder. Oh, I have to do this and that in order to move forward. Oh, I have to start applying for jobs. Oh, I have to make some calls. Or I gotta make some calls, right? So every time you talk to yourself this way, I want you to really pay attention to how you talk to yourself, okay? When you're talking to yourself this way, feel it. It feels almost like you're talking to a slave, right? So when you treat yourself this way, guess what? All you're doing is creating temporary solutions and expanding your problems. You really have to change the way you talk to yourself. So instead of saying, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I have to do this, why don't you say, I choose something. That's why I call this channel Choosing Gratitude. I don't say I have to write a gratitude journal, or I have to practice meditation. No, there's nothing you have to do. All you need to do is to choose. So that is the power of the switch. And this switch that you're drawing is the switch of choice. Remember, you are a chooser. You are not someone who has to just sit there and wait for problems to drop on your head, right? Be the chooser, be the initiator, be the person who flip the switch and tell yourself, I choose love, I choose joy, I choose a happy life no matter what. You know what? Once your choice is so evident, it's so powerful, all of your problems are just gonna melt away. And that is the power of flipping that switch. That's the power of, turning on the switch and let the light come in. Now, let me give you a bonus step. Every time you try to turn on something, let's say you turn on the TV, you turn on your computer, you turn on your phone, or you turn on a light at home, every time you push a button to turn something on, you are going to tell yourself, I choose gratitude. I choose gratitude. I can choose. I am a chooser, okay? You are a chooser. You are not a victim. So every time when you turn something on, you're not only turning on that device, you're also turning on your choice of a happy, fulfilling life, your choice of you choosing the kind of life you want to live, you choosing the kind of words you speak, you choosing the kind of experiences that come to you, because you are the chooser of your life experiences. You are the chooser of how people treat you. You are the chooser of how life treats you. You are the chooser of whether or not you are going to be connected to this divine energy, to the universe, to all the magic. So choose well and ask yourself, what have I been choosing? Should I just be making a different choice? So every time you have a problem, the problem is not the problem, okay? The problem is you are not choosing the right thing. You're choosing the problem versus your divine connection. So starting from this moment, draw your big switch and start operating all the switches in your life as a light switch, not a dark switch. Erase the dark switch in your life. Erase the problem switch in your life. Be light. Be gratitude. Be joy. Thank you so much for watching today. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in the next video.